What's up, nerds? We're your hosts this week. I'm Jake.
I am Chad.
This week, we're sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
We are also sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
So, this week, we will be talking about Avatar 2 The Way of Water, now in theaters.
We will also be talking about the trailer for Across the Spider-Verse, some other trailers, a bunch of other trailers, actually. As we were talking about it, we are like, holy shit, we got to add this one, this one, this one. We also have some more DC news and some more James Gunn news. Well, whatever. Uh, let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd podcast.
Cheers.
I forgot.
Nerd.
Welcome back, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chadley, how was your week?
Well, Jake Lee. Uh,
That doesn't work.
no, I know it doesn't, but I mean, my week was fine. Nothing
Oh,
significant. I know last week I mentioned I'm trying to start a healthier routine, and do better. Yeah, that's going fine. On
that's good.
on days that I actually work, I'm waking up earlier, going to bed at a decent time, eating breakfast, taking vitamins,
Hmm.
showering. You know, being an adult. Well, I mean, I shower every day, but like showering
Sure,
before
sure.
work instead of like
Mm-hmm.
showering on my second break of the day, like, at 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And getting dressed, not just wearing sweatpants every day. It's pretty great. Last night for when we're recording, not from when this episode actually comes out, had D&D, which was awesome because it's the only night this month because of the holidays and everything like that. Everyone else has families near them or they have
Mm,
kids. I my family's ways away and I don't care about the holidays that much.
yeah.
But my dad is coming to town this week, so I get to see him for a day. I know you want to make a joke. I saw it on your face. But my dad will be in town this week, so I get to hang out with him for a day while he's here. Uh,
Cool.
yeah. So yeah. What about you?
I
How was?
will.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. Say
I
what you
was gonna
want to
say
say.
I was gonna say I'll definitely probably end up on FaceTime with you and Randall for a shot at some point while he's
Oh,
up
absolutely.
there. Yeah,
At least one.
yeah, maybe two, three,
Hoping. Gonna try.
at least two. I think if I get on the horn, he'll definitely do at least two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
your parents love me. I don't know why. I'm terrible to you.
Well, they don't know that. They just see the good things.
I'm there for you, goddammit. I'm there for you a
Yeah,
lot.
you're just mean with your words, but your intentions are good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just gotta tell my girlfriend that. She doesn't get it yet.
It's a different dynamic there, Jake.
I'm just kidding. I'm a very nice person. Chad is equally mean to me.
Oh, it's very true.
Yeah.
It's just Jake is more colorful, so it's easier to point it out. With your words.
Uh-huh. I knew it.
Oh,
I knew it.
you trapped me with that.
I can see your hood in the background, I think, behind you.
Who's got a white mask with glowing eyes behind them?
That's Moon Knight. He's against the KKK.
Are you kidding me? He wears all white and has a pointed hood and fights
Stupid.
people in Africa.
You're making good points here. That's not great.
No, that was a bit too far.
No, no,
Moon Knight's
no,
pretty dope.
no. My week was pretty good. Didn't do much, worked all week. There's a lot of snow, so I did go to a different office that was closer to my house, and I went to my family's on my dad's side Christmas party last night, which was a lot of fun. Got a little tipsy.
Yeah, it's in a random Snapchat of some family member in
My
some
cousin's
hot pants.
boyfriend's ass. He was wearing leather pants, and I was like, "Okay, Ross, I got
He's
you."
fine. He's fine. He's fine.
It was fucking hilarious. He's a character, that one. I won't say his name on
Super
here,
cool
but
dude though. I've met him a
yeah,
couple
no,
of times.
I love him.
Yeah.
But his like style is, and it's a good thing. I'm not talking shit, but it's like extravagant. I don't know what other word to use. It's
It's
yeah.
like high fashion.
But from like TJ Maxx.
I was gonna say on a budget, but that sounded mean, so I didn't want to finish it.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm
Yeah,
dying over
so if you follow me on Snapchat, you have seen his butt. That's what we're talking about. Um,
here. And I mean,
The
it was weird
Vikings?
because it was a Saturday game. I didn't know that they were playing on a Saturday.
I mean, fucking, you and I were talking because I didn't know that because you had asked me when I was gonna go see Avatar, which we'll get into later, and I was like, I think we're gonna go see it today, and then my fantasy football app was like, TJ Hawkinson got you 2 points, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So I like looked at it and I was like, are the Vikings playing right fucking now? And I turned on the game, and at the point, and you didn't know either because I
Yeah.
told you, and then you were like, holy shit, they are playing right now. And by the time we both had turned the game on, it was
The start of the
30,
third quarter.
yeah, it was I
36 to
think
7.
36-7 Vikings were losing.
It was funny because you texted me and you're like, it's 33 to 7. And literally a minute later, you're like, LOL, just kidding. 36 to 7.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, we're getting our asses whooped. And Nicole had just coming home and she was like, what's going on? And I was like, well, the Vikings game's on, so we're not seeing Avatar. We're gonna watch the game. We'll go see Avatar tomorrow since there'll be no Vikings game. And she's like, okay. And she came downstairs to watch it with me, and I was like, you're gonna see me yell a lot because we're losing and I'm gonna be mad. Fucking a minute and a half, or I think a minute and a half left in the third quarter, and then the entire fourth quarter down fucking again 36-7. The Vikings come back and win the fucking game.
In
How?
overtime,
How? Yeah,
39 to 36. Literally,
with the field goal.
they
Yeah. Holy shit.
literally the Colts did not score after halftime. We stopped. It is the largest comeback in NFL history.
History ever. Yeah. I literally was on my feet running. I like running, and it's a very short distance from my couch to that wall. You know, you've been here. I was like, are you kidding me? Holy shit. And like running to the wall and like running back to the TV and being like, my God. And Nicole is just
I was
wide-eyed, like,
working.
are you? Yeah.
I had to like mute the game a couple of times, like, but then I had to like mute phone calls a couple times because I was like, what the fuck? And then go
Yeah.
back into the call and be like, sorry, I didn't want to sneeze into the phone. Like,
I think there was like a couple times during the game where I had said like, I just joking around, I was like, went to grab a piece of pizza, right? And Nicole was sitting on the couch, and I was like, fumble, Minnesota gets the ball, blah, blah, blah. That's what we need. And I go to grab a slice of pizza. They fumbled, and Minnesota got the fucking ball. And I was like, no fucking way did that just happen. I did a lap around the fucking basement, and yeah, it
and
was-
also like the announcers jinxed it once. They're like, Matt Ryan's been great. Only person like to have more than one carry throughout the game that hasn't fumbled the ball, hasn't thrown
Yeah.
an interception.
And then he
the
fumbled.
next play he fumbles.
that was the same play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It
And-
was so great. And literally, I was texting you because I was like, they keep giving the ball to Dalvin Cook. Like, clearly the run game's not working, just handing it off. So then they throw him a small, like, screen pass, runs the ball for, 56 yards or something like that?
Yeah.
For a touchdown.
Yeah. Oh.
And I was like, there you go.
What a
Dalvin
fun
Cook
game.
is a dude that you can, like, throw short passes to and watch him explode. If the defense is just there to stop the run nonstop, because it's Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Throw him a short pass and watch him just fucking dominate.
Yeah.
Oh.
If we've learned anything, it's that Chad wants to watch Dalvin Cook explode.
With a ball in his hand. Yeah. You're not wrong, Cotton.
And then just
I
dominate.
sure do like pumpkins.
And then just dominate.
Yes, Daddy. What?
Yeah. Anyways, we pulled off another win. It was fantastic.
Clinched the division title.
Clinch. We're doing great. Minnesota, God damn it, get your shit together. I'm glad you guys won, but what the hell?
Yeah, what was that first half? The first half, you're like, oh, sweet. A meaningful game for a title. This looks like Minnesota.
When I turned the game on, I was like, motherfuckers, god damn it. You know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm gonna watch it just because, like, see what happens. And
glad.
Holy shit.
Very glad that game was turned on.
Crazy.
And then before we get into our first sponsor, just one last reminder. This is the last week that this will be up for our collaboration with Battle of the Sketches. It's an awesome chance to support some independent artists, some big name artists, and artists that fall in between the two. It's a great way to get one-of-a-kind original artwork and help out local comic book shops in the Twin Cities where we're from. And also you're fueling these artists and a chance to win some gift cards to build your nerd collection. So check it out on www.allthingsnerdpodcast.com. There's a link in the menu that just says Bot Store or Battle of the Sketches Store. That's where you can find it. That's where you can buy it. And there's some great pieces still available. So check it out. And then let's just talk about our first sponsor, which is Raise Energy Drinks. Really delicious energy drinks, 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 crash. If that's not your thing, you don't fancy yourself an energy drink lover, connoisseur, sommelier, if you will, still listen up, because they have so much to offer that is more than just energy drinks, from cake in a cup, protein packed pancakes, supplements, pre-workout, all of it. Listen up, learn how to save 15%, and then we're going to tell you all the juicy details about Avatar 2. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with 0 crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, and powered by their Refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, nerds, we are going to talk about Avatar: The Way of Water. Now playing. Before we get into it, spoiler alert. We are going to talk about everything that happened in this movie if you haven't seen it and you don't want it to be ruined for you. Tune out, tune back in later.
Not as like a true summary, but we're gonna ruin a bunch of shit for you.
Yeah. We're gonna Just if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Come back, listen to our review ish of the movie. But yeah, 3, 2, 1. You had enough time.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Before we actually get into it, what were your thoughts?
I liked it more than I thought I was gonna like it. It was good. It was a visually spectacular, which we all knew it was gonna be because the original was ridiculously visually spectacular.
Yeah.
So I knew it was gonna be. I saw it in 3D. I know you did not see it in 3D.
No.
I highly suggest you see it in 3D. It was a lot of fun. This is good movie making.
I have to learn how to put in contacts before I can go see things in 3D. But
You can't just wear glasses over your glasses. That doesn't work.
Very uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah. I've tried.
Fair enough. What did you think about the movie?
The same sort of thing. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I knew I was going to be blown away by the visuals. I did not expect the story to... I mean, it wasn't a 10 out of 10 story, but I also didn't expect to hit moments in the story where I got it tugged at my emotions. I did not expect that. We got the answer to what the fuck are these kids all about? And there was, the one human kid, and it was, a bit of a... Early on, it seemed very Tarzan-y. The first movie was Pocahontas.
So yeah, the first movie Pocahontas, and then second movie I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And there's this white kid with dreadlocks who's with these native people. One of the parents doesn't like the kid, and it's like he needs to be with his own people. It's very Tarzan.
Yeah.
Very Tarzan.
Come stop your crying, it'll be alright.
Just take my hand, it'll be alright.
Yeah, got a little Phil Collins up in there for a moment.
Okay, so cons. Negative plot points of the movie. Go.
I mean, there was a lot of copy and paste moments.
Copy and paste. I mean, for fuck's sake. There were so many, and I won't say any of them. I'll let you start it out, but god damn it.
Start it out.
For 3.5 hours, I'm like, that's the first movie. That's the first movie. That's the first movie.
I think the most gratuitous copy and paste though was towards the end of the movie. There's a boat that's sinking. I know. And it is direct dialogue from Titanic.
Not just the dialogue, the scene in itself is...
Yeah, the boat is sinking. It is up. It is going down. And his name is Spider, is the human kid.
A.K.A. Jack.
Yep, a.k.a. Jack. Grabs Kiri. For most of the movie, I thought that they were calling her Kitty. And I was like...
Because they are. They're a little kitty species. Only they're not little.
I was just... Every time that they said that, I just heard that 70s show just...
They should... If the bad guys ever just wanted to kill one of them or lure them away, they should just went Come on, kitty.
Just
And then shot it in the
shake
head.
a bag of treats.
Yeah.
No.
Die. Bam. Anyway.
But he like reaches out to Kiri, who is Sigourney Weaver's character.
We'll get into
Well, yeah,
how
we'll get
that's
into
a
that
thing.
too. That's a whole nother weird thing. Um, and is like, get on top with me here. Take my hand. We have to stay together
be
as
all
this
right.
sings. And then you hear.
That was unscripted. That's why we're fucking funny.
Damn it.
Anyways, keep going.
But yeah, and as it was going, like things were falling, hitting people, trying to like get to safety. Like even some of the bad guys were getting like rocked by falling debris. And then it kept like cutting to the parents, Zoe Saldana's character and Sam Worthington's character, as they're doing their trying to survive moments, but they're inside the ship. And I was like, this is fucking Titanic.
Titanic.
I was waiting for the ship to split in half.
But the big part was the Spider and Sigourney Weaver's character on the ship
On the railing at the back of the ship.
as the boat is about to hit the water, and he grabs her hand. And he goes, "Just hold on to me, and I don't let go, and blah blah blah." And the boat sinks, and the force of the sinking boat makes them split apart, and they come up out of the water, and they're like, "Where are you?" And they find each other. Blah blah. It is copy paste. I mean, if you could take a fucking stamp and be like, Titanic, Avatar 2, done.
Yeah.
It was so frustrating. I was like, are you kidding me, Cameron? You can do better than that. You can't do as good as Hurt Locker, but you can do better than that.
Oh, fuck.
Again, unscripted, funny.
We're funny, damn it.
Again, copy paste. Give us the next one, Chad.
The bad guy.
Who is he?
The same bad guy.
What bad guy?
I don't remember his name. The Colonel.
The guy from the first movie?
Yeah, that one.
Son of a bitch.
Only this time, he's has his stuff imprinted into an avatar. They literally had a failsafe where they put his consciousness and memories and everything uploaded to a fucking flash drive, minus his death because they can't get that after he's dead, and then send it back to Earth to upload to an avatar. So it's the same dude, just minus like 6 to 8 hours of his final moments.
What do we call that?
It's almost Bigger Jaws, but
Bigger
not
Jaws?
quite.
It's Bigger Jaws.
He's like bigger,
Yeah.
badder Jaws. It's like Jaws on steroids. Instead of in his mech suit, he's just an avatar.
We'll get to the good things about this movie. We did love this movie.
I really enjoyed this movie.
But
this is just what we do.
But it just feels like you could have done something different. And instead of being like, hey, let's create a new situation, you were like, hey, this guy was a good bad guy. I know we killed him, but we could bring him back and have him be the bad guy again. Only a little bigger, a little bluer. It'd be a good time.
Kind of like Sigourney Weaver's character.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
hey, she was such an integral, like, peace option and, like, a good person. How do we bring her back?
Dare I say it?
No, you do not.
Dare I say it?
Mystery baby. There, I said it first.
I was gonna say something that rhymed with like mape. Grapes, yeah.
Yeah.
Minus the G, baby.
It's it's not either one of our theories, but it's actually your girlfriend's theory.
And it makes total sense.
It's a very biblical explanation.
basically what we think maybe happened. If any of
Well,
you have seen the
first
first one,
explain who Kiri is. Sigourney Weaver's like
she's a fucking
living.
rape baby. We know. I said grape.
I know, but no, like so. There's one of the children is
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver's like baby from her avatar, not from
And
her
yeah, and
human.
it's Sigourney Weaver. I mean, it's her likeness. It's her doing the motion capture.
It's her
It's her voice.
voice.
Uh, and all they say is, if any of you have seen the first one, is that Sigourney Weaver's character gets shot, her avatar body gets, or no, her human body gets shot, and they try to transfer her body or her consciousness to her avatar body. It fails. It doesn't work. And she dies. Um, but in this movie, she somehow is impregnated, and they're like, we don't know how. It's a mystery to us how the avatar is pregnant. Um, so
The kids themselves
there's
have their theory that it's Norm.
yeah, there's the grape theory.
Yeah, you know the
Uh,
guy from
they
Grandma's
even
Boy
and
and
the and
Dodgeball and
do we think rape jokes are funny? Absolutely not. But they make the joke in the movie, or not a joke, but they make the point in the movie to have the kids uh joke about how she got pregnant
yeah,
because
they like insinuate that
that
some
her avatar got
necromancy was had.
taken advantage of. Yeah.
Necrophilia,
But
not necromancy. I'm sorry.
but the theory that my girlfriend had was that when Awa was trying to um bring Grace back to life in her or transfer her consciousness into the avatar, realized they couldn't do it, so instead they graped her um and put a baby inside of her.
Divine
If you
intervention.
yeah, if you're a Christian, this is the thesis of, you
Yeah,
know,
the
yeah,
virgin birth, but
yeah.
the Avatar was the virgin,
Yes.
probably
So
not
they've
Sigourney
gone
Weaver.
Pocahontas, Tarzan, the Bible, a bunch of fictional books that were doing into this movie.
Did you say
Um
Titanic as fictional?
no. I
Oh,
said Tarzan,
oh, okay.
Tarzan, Pocahontas,
And the
and
Bible. Yeah,
the Bible.
some of the best-selling fiction of all time.
It took me years of my life to separate those two, fiction and nonfiction. I kept confusing them for like so long. So when you just said, "Did you just say?" I was like, "Fuck, I fucked it up."
No, I just thought that you said that the Titanic sinking was fictional, and I was like,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
that's a historical event.
Yeah, no.
That's funny though.
Yeah, it's anyways, so Grace's dead avatar body got pregnant either by Norm or Awa. Either
I
way,
just like
it
that we
was
keep
it
blaming
was
Norm.
I here's the thing. Whether it was a person that did it or Awa that did it, that's a dead body. That's non-consensual. I call me crazy, but dead body means no.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I agree.
That's implied, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So something weird happened to her body after she died, and she ended up pregnant. So
yeah.
and that's where one of the kids comes from. They Jake Sully and Natiri adopt Grace's strange baby. And yeah.
I've seen Stranger Things. Sorry, that was really bad. Um, what's some other copy and paste things that we saw?
Oh God. So we said we did the bad guy. Oh man, we went way off the rails with that one.
Yeah, we
Uh
jumped kind of to the
there
bottom there.
was the one of the big things that I noticed was in the first movie there was the floating mountains of whatever the fuck it was called. In this one, they're floating islands in the water, lands, the islands that they retreat to. There is floating islands, and it's like, oh, cool. First movie, copy, paste.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Well, the mother tree, the tree
Hmm.
of Awa.
Yeah,
Obviously, that was like a big central part of the
home
first.
tree. I think it's called Home Tree in the first movie.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know I'm right, but
yeah,
only because I just watched it 2 days prior to going to see this
yeah.
one. So yeah,
But then also there's the underwater tree, and it's the
yeah.
same thing. Only instead of like tree branches and leaves, it's like a submerged palm tree because it's like
Yeah.
palm leaves, but like a little bit alien and underwater. But it acts the exact same way. It's like the direct connection to
Hmm.
the core of
Yeah.
Awa, and that's
Copy
that.
paste. Copy paste.
Yep, absolutely. Control C, Control V.
There's
Or
also a
Command C,
scene
Command
where
V.
there's also the kids and Jake Sully learning to ride again. This is a copy paste moment from the first movie where Jake has to make the bond with the flying dragon thing, whatever the hell they're called,
It's a weird
and
like
his
crocodile.
and his and his kid. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was the horse. In the first movie, it was the horse first, and
Hmm.
he tries to make the bond with the horse. The horse bucks him off, and Natiri laughs. In this movie, it's his son trying to make the bond with like a seahorse Loch Ness monster thing, and it bucks him off, and the girl laughs. I mean, it literally is the same scene, like copy paste.
And it's like the love interest
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
Continue. There's more.
Well,
But wait,
there's a lot.
there's more.
There is a handful more of like copy paste moments, but you you all get the idea.
Yeah.
Uh, this movie is visually stunning. There were two moments of CGI that really bothered me. And I think the reason that they bothered me so much is because obviously 99.8% of this movie is CGI. So when something is done so poorly outside of the standard of the rest of the film, it stands out really bad. One is Natiri does a battle cry, you know, and I don't want to do it because it's going to sound racist coming from
Do
me.
it. Do
No.
it.
But it shows her while she's doing the battle cry, and her jaw is just like, nah, 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 nah. Like it looks like a fucking sprinkler, where it's like, like it looks like that for her
I
bottom
didn't
jaw.
catch that though. So I maybe it was the movie theater. Maybe it was lagging or something.
It could be, or because I didn't see it in 3D. And then the other moment was it was before the boat fully sank, but there's tons of fire around. It's Jake Sully and the Colonel are fighting. Both of their avatars are like dripping wet, but there's fire all around
Hmm.
them. And what
Hmm.
what blows my mind is that seconds before this scene, and this scene was only like a 3 second clip. Seconds before that, you see fire like from like leaking oil catch, and burn across the water surface, and it looks so good. And then you see the two of them fighting, and because it's CGI, they're trying to get reflections of flames, and they're moving quickly, and it just looks so wrong.
I didn't
Like
see
the
that either.
lighting is just looks off to me. It looks very uncanny valley. And then it switches to the next scene and it's back to being spectacular. It's just it caught because it was so bad in that moment, it just stood out to me and I was like, "Oh, I can't care about the actual fight because that looked like shit."
Um, this I don't know if this is a con, but it's a prediction, I
I
guess.
mean, it's a
The
point to be made.
We know that there is another, at least one more, maybe more than that,
Oh, it's
movie coming
fully
out.
filmed. It is
Yeah.
completed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The third one, I assume we'll get it around this time next year. Uh, but
Now
we
it's
know
how James Cameron submitted it, but continue. We'll get to that in a second.
Spider, who is a human that got left behind. Turns
Tarzan.
out he, huh? Tarzan,
Tarzan.
yeah, yeah. He is the son of the bad guy in the first movie who died and is now the bad guy in the second movie. Stay with us here. Uh,
The Colonel.
yeah. Um, pretty sure he's gonna turn bad. He's gonna turn bad.
Yeah. And
He's
oh, go for it.
no, I don't want to like break it down, you know,
It
because
also
I could
just kind of
spend like yeah,
seemed like he was just a necessary plot point to set up the next movie.
yeah. Hmm.
Because it was to establish that his dad was a piece of shit. And
Hmm.
then his dad comes back as an avatar and he's like, I'm not your pappy. Like, I'm just some avatar who has memories of you. And but at the end of it, like the colonel basically just like stops pointing his gun at a child to save Spider's life. And then because of that, Spider feels obligated to like save his life from drowning, abandons him on a rock and is like, "Fuck you, I'm going back, leaving your
Yeah,
ass." So like
yeah,
he's still alive. Like it feels like Spider's involvement in this film was literally only to set up the next movie.
yeah. I 110% sail the fact that Spider will become bad.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
know that from interviews that James Cameron has already filmed like a third of Avatar 4.
Hmm.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Um, I do disagree about your comment about that we're going to get Avatar 3 next Christmas season. Because supposedly James Cameron submitted a 9 hour long cut of the movie to get edited down, but he doesn't want it to edit it down until all of the visual effects have been done. So he wants the companies to do visual effects for a 9 hour long movie and then whittle it down to a 3 hour film.
Oh, wow. Weird.
Yeah, kind of a
I didn't
dick
know that.
move. Like, hey, you realize that you're not getting paid for a release of a 9 hour film, but
Yeah.
you're going to do the work.
Yeah. That's dumb.
I made Titanic, don't you forget.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom. You're going to see it again.
Um,
Ugh.
yeah, I mean, we already said the spider thing, bigger jaws.
I mean, we weren't wrong when we speculated that white people would have a villainous role in this.
But they weren't it
They weren't
wasn't
the big bad, though.
it wasn't the sky people. It was actually the sky people that were turned into avatars that were the
But also, like, the sky people that turned into avatars basically hired
mm,
a commercial
yeah.
fishing vessel with military contractors.
Mm,
And the reason that they were there was because they were destroying the ecosystem for money.
mm.
So,
I think my biggest plot point of the movie, or not plot point, but my biggest issue with the movie was this. For the end fight, I already told you this. For the end fight of the movie,
this is a plot hole, really.
yeah, there's the water people. So the whole movie is that Jake Sully is taking his family to these islands rather than the forest, to hide out there from these people that are trying to kill his family. Blah 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 blah. And they're trying to avoid war the entire movie, and then finally, that push happens, and they're like, "All right, we got to go to war." And there's like the bad guy calls out Jake Sully and is like, "One on one, you come here, I'll give you your kids back." Blah blah blah. And Jake's like, "All right, fuck it, I'll come out there." And yeah. Uh, uh, then something happens with the whale, and there's a big scene. I don't want to talk too much about it. It's very cool. Uh, but then instead of Jake Sully fighting one on one with this guy, the Water Clan who is there to like fight with him is like, let's attack. And there is like a huge like uh scene that very much like the first movie when they attack like the humans and like a war scene, like yeah, Braveheart fucking battle on battle scene.
Yeah.
Um, After that scene happens, you don't see any of the water people in the end fight. They're like charge, and then they're gone.
And the
They're
thing that I didn't
completely gone.
notice that until you pointed it out, and then I got more mad because the reason that they went to fight with Jake and his family
Mm,
is because the chief's daughter was
yeah,
one of the people that had been
captives. Yeah,
taken captive.
yeah,
And then they left, and she is still with Jake Sully and his family. Like, they don't
yeah.
rescue her. Like, they
And
fight
they
and then they fuck off. And then
and then
they
they don't
didn't do the
explain like
rescue.
where they went. They don't explain it. They're just
Gone.
non-existent for the end fight of the movie. They're like, big war scene coming. Jake Sully and his wife take on everybody, and we don't know where the water people went.
Yeah.
That's the end fight of the movie. It's like, what? And like the entire end fight of the movie that fight was happening, I was like, okay, they're gonna come any second now and like save them. Okay, oh no, they're not coming. Okay. Any second now
No.
they're gonna come.
Okay.
Nope, they're still not coming. Okay. What's going on here? And then
Yeah.
the end of the movie happened, and they're like, "Hey, you're one of us now." And I was like, "Where the fuck were you during the fight, you fucking bastard? Like, fuck you." It was the weirdest fucking yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, let's talk about the pros. And this is going to seem like a much smaller list. It's really not because it's an
no.
overarching list. And this movie is, at the very least, if you want to watch it, a visually stunning film,
See it in 3D.
go see it.
Trust me, see it in 3D. You watched the first one in 3D. Don't lie to me. Uh,
No, I
Go
did.
see.
My eyes
No, no,
have
no.
just
I'm
gotten
not saying
worse.
you. I'm talking to our listeners. I know when this movie came out, we all went and saw it in 3D because it was the first of its kind like this. See this one the same way. Trust
Yeah.
me, it is beautiful. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't even put into words how many times Nicole like squeezed my arm and I was like, "Yes, I get it. It's very pretty." Like it's not real, but it's very pretty.
And that's literally like one of the biggest pros for this movie.
Yeah. Visually it is
Visually, it's stunning.
stunning. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
we said the same word.
yeah, we did. On a more technical and nerdy side, I do think that this is going to revolutionize the motion capture world of
I
filmmaking.
hope so, yeah.
Everything that was underwater in the CGI constructed world of the film was filmed with motion capture suits underwater.
Yeah. Kate Winslet, not only Kate Winslet's in this movie. Hello, Rose from Titanic, if you will. Uh,
I didn't even think about that. Too bad she wasn't the one on the top of the boat. But
but she, but she not only did she break Tom Cruise's record for holding her breath underwater, but she accidentally broke
the world record,
the
right?
world record for holding her breath underwater, which
For
is
free diving.
wild
Yeah.
because there is no scenes with her character
Underwater
underwater.
that long. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Like they show her underwater for some scenes.
yeah. You almost died for about 30 seconds of, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. You do you. You do you, boo. I love Kate Winslet, but
Unless that happened because they filmed 2 and 3
mm,
simultaneously.
oh, that could be, yeah, we
So
haven't
we
seen
might see more of it in the future. But as of
that could
right
be.
now,
That could be. You are correct, sir.
her 7.5 minutes of holding her breath underwater was wasted on like a 30-second clip
Yeah.
in the actual film. Um, Still very cool though.
Yeah.
That like she just like
7 minutes? That's fucking nuts, dude. I
it was
don't
over
think
7 minutes.
I would probably die after about a minute and a half. And that's being generous to
Oh,
myself.
I don't think I'd make it a minute. I
I
mean,
have
I have
I have
asthma and I
asthma.
smoke, so
Yeah, I would die.
yeah, I'm not making it that long.
Nope. But also like sorry. But also like if I was an actor like and in a CG movie and you're like, "Hey, like you need to hold your breath for 7 minutes." I'd be like, "Go fuck yourself." It's a CGI. It's a cartoon character. Just fucking CGI that shit. I'm not going under there.
Yeah, I mean
Suck my dick.
Sam Worthington. I mean, because his lung capacity is so bad, I guess he can only hold his only still more than
Yeah.
what you and I can do, but only hold his breath for like 1 to 2 minutes,
Yeah.
right? So they would have a diver there with an extra tank for him, so that instead of like coming back up and like
Yeah.
regaining
Yeah.
the oxygen in
They
his body,
just
he would
give
just
him
like
air.
swim over and just like grab a mask. Where everyone else who is underwater for like 5 to Kate Winslet, uh, that's a new measurement of time for holding your breath.
Yeah. It
Uh,
is?
they would just swim back to the top, like oxygenate their body and stuff like that because of how long they held their breath, and then dive back
Oh,
down.
they would hate me if I was an actor.
It's been 30
I,
seconds. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
yeah.
Cut. Cut. Cut.
By
Cut.
the time I got positioned underwater to like film the scene, I'd be like, I need air. Going back up.
It's well, like this is so off topic, but like I'm actually a very strong swimmer. I just can't hold my breath worth shit.
Fair.
So like same sort of thing. Like you dive down, get to the depth that you needed, and after about 10, 15 seconds, I'd be like, "Okay, bye."
Did you
Fuck
get
this
it?
shit.
No,
I'm out.
just turned the camera on,
We
you
haven't
dick.
even started rolling, you piece of shit. Cool. One thing
Uh,
that was a pro for both of us, but it was something that you were very worried about, was the kids and like the family aspect of it. So
mhm.
talk about that for a second.
Well, I was when I read it while I was reading about the movie before it came out. I read the reviews, and they had said that the movie focused more on Jake Sully and Natiri's children, and they're very for the first movie. They're very Jake and Natiri are the uh main characters. So I was a little worried about that, and I was like, well, that's kind of dumb. I don't want, why would you not? After watching the movie, I'm sailing that 110%. The kids were the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
The dynamic between them, the heartbreaking moments, as you and I both know, and not maybe not our listeners, it was so good. To the point that going forward in the next movies, I really hope that
They
no
focused
offense to
more and more.
I really would like to see Jake Sully die. I
Sorry,
know, I know,
Sam.
I know. I'm sorry. But I would like to see his son, the only one that's left. We said spoiler alerts. If you listen this
Yeah.
far, it's your own fault. Uh, I would really. There's this like dynamic between him and one of his sons where he's kind of the outcast, and Jake is kind of a dick to him the whole movie until the end. And then he's like, I see you, son. And like finally embraces him. And I would really like to see that son's character grow to be the leader of their tribe rather than Jake Sully, who's an outsider and kind of a dick.
Yeah, and just grow to be an elder
Yeah. Yeah.
when he's.
I
I
want to
mean,
see the focus, and they also did the Sigourney Weaver's character. What was the girl's name?
Kiri.
Yeah, she is. We know that Jake Sully has been able to talk to Awa, from the first movie, and he's an outsider. He's one of the Sky People. But now his adopted daughter, which isn't actually blood related to him, she's the grape baby. Um,
Yeah.
she is also able to connect to Awa, and this could tie into that theory why she's able to connect to Awa so strongly is because Awa was like, "Hey, I'm gonna put myself
Yeah.
inside your mom unwillingly and have you."
Yeah.
Uh,
That
yeah,
it's she's literally like carrying the life force of Awa
yeah.
because she picked
Uh,
up being part of the Water Tribe super quickly.
well, the whole movie, even
Yeah.
just the scene where she's laying in the grass and the grass is like
Reacting
syncing
to
up
her
to her
breath.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Her
Oh, her
heartbeat.
heartbeat. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
And then there's a bunch of little scenes. There's a scene where she's got her feet in the water and she's like twirling her feet around, and the fish in the water are like following the swirls of her feet until her dad sits down and puts his feet in the water, and she's like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
like you ruined it." You know, and then at the end of the movie where she's able to plug in and like crush like the submarines, and then the guys try to escape from the submarines
Oh yeah,
and
with
she
the
crushes them.
from like the
Like
sea
she is
anemones.
more in tune with Awa than anybody on the planet, and she is a half-blood. So that's pretty cool. So that's going to be huge going into the next
Yeah.
or the future of the films for sure.
Yeah. And you kind of mentioned it. There's some pretty touching moments in this.
Yeah, I teared up a couple times.
I fully like teared up once to where like I had to dab my eyes,
Yeah.
and then there was a couple other like emotional moments.
Nicole Foley cried.
Aw,
Foley like tears
where did she cry?
the end with the scene I was talking about
Oh yeah.
with their son when they like because Awa basically like is able to store memories,
Hmm.
and after their son dies or whatever, listeners, sorry, ruining part of it, but spoiler alert. Um, they plug in and they're able to access a memory where Jake is teaching his son to fish with a bow and arrow, and it is so sad. But yeah, no, I looked over at Nicole and she like from under her 3D glasses, she's just like, and I was like, "Are you crying?" And she's like, "Yes." Yeah, it was very sad. And there's multiple you go on the other ones, yeah.
I mean, there's like we kind of mentioned that there's like corporate interests on Pandora basically funding everything by harvesting just resources, and one of them
Mm,
is like corporate fishing, which is a very serious thing in the world today for us, but
mhm.
it's the same in the film. And they go on this extravagant hunt to hunt down a
Hmm.
whale.
It's like
Uh,
a
two,
sea turtle whale.
two, they're called tukais.
Toucan, toucan, something like that.
Toucans or tukais, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it's very similar to like a
Blue
giant
whale.
whale with the protection of like a sea turtle.
Hmm.
Very armored skin, very hard to hunt and kill and things like that, but very peaceful and majestic creatures. And they come and go throughout the movie, but there's like a hunt scene where the humans are hunting it, and they finally kill one of the whales, and it's very much connected to the water tribe. It's
Mm.
like the chief's wife's like
Kate
spirit.
Winslet's
Yeah,
character.
her like spirit
Or,
animal, her spirit
mm.
sister. And then literally to harvest the materials from the whale that they want, they fill like
Like a 16
like a
ounce
water bottle,
a freaking
yeah,
Powerade. Yeah.
yeah, of
Uh,
like brain matter, and
mm.
that's it.
Well, and then that specific whale had a calf
Yeah,
that also died in as a result of
because it
and it
literally like beached itself on its mother's body to because it was trying to be with its mother.
yeah,
So
it's very
like,
sad.
yeah, it
It's very
was.
sad. I had to talk myself out of like I got like choked up about it, and I was like,
It's not a real
it's a
animal,
it's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. Like, yeah.
but it literally like affected me because
Mm,
like as I mean, we've talked on the podcast. You're like 99% vegan. I would consider myself more vegetarian, a little
Hmm.
pescatarian, like allowing myself, to eat
See,
fish
so you eat whale, huh?
and not whale, but like, like sushi and stuff like that. But like after watching that, I was like, I I got to do better. And it wasn't even a
Yeah.
real animal.
Yeah.
But like that's how it is in the real world too. Like
Hmm.
there's so much waste
Yeah.
from it. So I mean, it's pretty incredible. We've talked about this a lot. Uh, Seriously, if you haven't watched it and you listen to us talk about the good and the bad,
The good outweighs the
go
bad.
watch it. I
It
know that we
really
spend
does.
a lot more time talking about the bad. It's just that
Only
there's like
because we like,
cliches and tropes, and we like to
yeah,
point out those things.
yeah,
But this movie is so enjoyable. It's
yeah,
outstanding to watch
yeah.
visually alone. If you
Mm.
just like watching cool looking movies,
If you
videos,
liked the
whatever,
first one, you're gonna like this movie. Go
I
fucking watch it.
I think I liked
It's
it better.
yeah, it's
It's
so
incredible.
good.
So go
And
watch
it
it.
yeah, and again, like for me, like if you're anything like me and you're like, I don't want to watch a movie about the main character's kids, I'm telling you, it's worth it. The
Yeah.
kids steal the show.
Yeah.
They really did. Yeah,
The youngest
it's
daughter is the
oh God, Toke or
Took.
not Toke, Took,
Yeah.
Toke.
Wish I would have before we
Took.
filmed.
She
Before I saw it.
was fucking adorable little kid.
Hilarious.
Yeah, a good comic relief, but also like intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. I mean, you're like that might be a plot hole for me. Was not a plot hole, but like, why the fuck
It's the
every
Tim
single
Drake
time,
paradox.
every time the kids are like, oh my God, something dangerous is happening. We should go check it out. They're like, let's bring our 10-year-old sister with us. It was like, why? Why? What are you doing? And every single time it's,
Yeah.
oh God, now we're in trouble because now we're captive by these bad guys and our 10-year-old sister's here. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. You're a
Stop
bad
it!
babysitter. All you need is
Stop it!
mac and cheese and dino nuggies. You don't have to bring
Yeah.
them on life risking missions. But again, go watch this. We've talked enough about it. Tell us
Yeah.
about our second sponsor.
Sponsor number two is Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Listen up and we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, nerds. So there's some new trailers out that we want to talk about, some upcoming things. The biggest one being the trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the sequel follow-up to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse from Sony, which is
By
about
far Sony's best.
spider-related
Yeah.
thing that Marvel did not help with. It might still be better than all the other Spider-Man live actions too. It's so good. It's kind of a touching moment throughout the first part where it's Miles Morales' mom basically just like hyping him up while letting him know that she loves him. It's very touching with like flashbacks from the first Into the Spider
Yeah.
Verse film,
Hmm.
but
But they don't. I feel there's like a little bit of context there that they don't show, or I think his dad died.
His
They don't show that in the preview, but he's on a rooftop. He's very sad for some reason, and she is trying to, like you said, hype him up. Uh,
and console him and like,
I think his dad, who's a cop, is gonna die, and he's gonna feel helpless
and
because
that's his.
he's Spider-Man.
I mean, that's his
and
uncle, like the Uncle
That's Uncle
Ben
Ben. Yeah,
arc.
exactly.
In the
Yeah.
comics, even in the game, like the PlayStation game. I mean, we haven't gotten a whole lot of animated series. We haven't gotten
Uh,
live action Miles Morales. So, but I mean, that's kind of a common thread is that his father dies.
mm, yeah. So definitely catching that vibe.
I didn't put those together because then literally like later in the trailer you see like a clip of his dad, but that very well could come from the beginning of the movie.
Hmm.
So I didn't think I was thinking that at first, and then I saw his dad, and I was like, "Oh, it's fine."
We definitely get the familiar faces, and then some.
A
Uh,
ton of variants because we see like the Spider Verse, like
mhm.
the TVA of Spider Man.
Spider people.
You know, like the Madam Web clubhouse, if you will. And what were some of the ones that you saw? I know that I
Uh,
wrote down a handful of them, but what were the ones that you noticed?
well, other than the ones that we know, like Spider-Man, like the end credit scene, I did notice from the video game with the white spider on the chest.
Yeah,
I don't know what the name is there.
uh,
Spider-Man
I've
Unlimited or something like that.
I've just been referring to it as like the Insomniac Spider-Man because that's who
Hmm.
produced the game, or the PlayStation Spider-Man.
Well,
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I hope it's voiced by the same guy too.
rumor is that we'll get Tom Holland cameo.
And Andrew Garfield, right?
I fucking hope so, man.
I haven't heard anything about Toby, but I heard that Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, it'd be dope. Um, we
We
know the bad guy is the Spot.
Is that who it is? It's not
Hmm.
Mr. Negative.
No, no, that's potentially movie stuff, like live action.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The Spot is the main bad guy for Across the Spider-Verse. Don't know who's voicing or playing it. But yeah.
Hmm.
And then also Miguel, which is
Spider-Man.
2099
Yeah,
Spider-Man, voiced by Oscar Isaac.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this shit, did I say that wrong? Um, yeah, so but I think that's gonna be, and I hate to say it, but I think it's gonna be in the trailer, they don't show the Spot. They just show Spider-Man Miles fighting
Bigger Jaws.
Sp it's gonna be bigger Jess.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, that's kind of really what we know about it. But we
Hmm.
do see a lot of variants, which is cool. I mean,
Yeah.
we do see a Spider-Man Unlimited with his web cape. We see the Fantastic Bagman, which is a Spider-Man with a plastic or a paper bag over his head. Uh,
Mm. Just like I like them.
and we see Spider Cop,
Hmm.
which is fun because that was a big thing in the PlayStation game as well. Is that he kept calling himself Spider Cop when he's working with the police, and then once you like finish all of the side missions of helping the police, you unlock the Spider Cop like skin. So it's Spider Man suit and then just like a short sleeve like police uniform with a tape on mustache. It's fucking hilarious.
That is hilarious.
You see, like a werewolf Spider Man in the back.
Hmm.
We do get a pretty substantial like clip for as short of a trailer as it is of Spider Woman,
Hmm.
and then of course, like you said, Miguel,
Yeah.
Spider Man 2099.
Yeah.
Dude is swole. He does not skip leg day either.
Does he make your penis swell?
Nope.
Lies.
Okay.
Um,
I'm so excited for this movie.
yeah, I actually really want to watch the first one, like maybe after this podcast.
I do too.
We'll see what Nicole says. Um, we have a ton of other, or not a ton, but a handful of other previews to get through that trailers dropped for. The next one up is The Pale Blue Eye. This is Christian Bale's new thriller, uh, murder mystery type thriller. This shit looks grimy and amazing. I am
Yeah.
excited for this. It's gonna be on Netflix. It looks just
Set in like the
gnarly.
1830s,
Hmm.
1850s.
Very demonic. Like I don't think there'll be any demons in it, but it's like a very demonic, like Satan, like Bible of the devil and shit like that. Like it
Yeah.
looks
I
crazy.
mean, there's a someone is playing Edgar Allan Poe
Hmm.
in.
I think it's that kid from Harry Potter, Dudley. I think.
What?
I think. I could be totally wrong on that.
Keep talking
Right.
about that while I look that up very, very quickly.
I'm pretty sure that's who's playing.
Oh my god, it is.
Is it? Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought.
Holy shit. I mean, I know that even by the last Harry Potter film, he was not the fat kid because they put
Yeah.
him in a fat suit for the scene that
Mhm.
got cut.
Yep.
But did not recognize him at all. Holy shit, that's
He's
wild.
in the trailer.
I know he is, but I didn't like put the face to
Mhm.
the previous character. That's wild. It looks
Yeah.
so good and
I mean, we
captivating
we
already.
watched the trailer before we started podcasting, and we were
Yeah.
both like, "Fuck, that looks
Yeah.
good." Give us the next one, dude.
Plus, The Last of Us on HBO Max is coming out. I mean, we kind of mentioned that the latest trailer dropped, a week or so ago, based off of the best-selling PlayStation game of all time. It's post-apocalyptic. Pedro Pascal is in it. This is his words. He is daddy,
Mm,
because daddy is a state of mind,
for sure.
and he's daddy.
Yeah.
Uh, and who's gonna argue with the fucking Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Uh,
Right?
it looks really good.
Yeah.
And then what else did we get? You sent this one to
Uh,
me.
it's called 65, and it's Adam Driver's new movie, made by the people who made, um, fucking help
A
me out
Quiet
here,
Place,
bud.
right?
A Quiet Place, yeah.
Hmm.
One and two. It looks very interesting. It's basically a guy who's in space and he crash lands on a planet. Uh, but it is the planet he landed on is Earth 65 million years ago, prehistoric Earth. But he's from the future, so he has futuristic weapons, but 65 million years in the past with dinosaurs. Jurassic Park meets Star Wars.
I was gonna
Looks
say just reverse Planet of the Apes, but yeah, we can do that
it
too.
looks it looks cool. Do I think it's gonna win any awards? No. Uh, am I gonna watch it? For
Yeah,
sure.
I love Adam Driver.
Yeah,
I'm yeah, I'm stoked to see it.
I think it'll be cool.
Yeah,
Dinosaurs and laser guns. Let's go.
yeah. What's not to love?
The big one.
Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan's new
Oppenheimer.
film.
Oh,
Holy
and
shit!
can we just take a second to appreciate Christopher Nolan, one of the best in our timeline, whatever generation,
Yeah,
directors. I mean, he's given us Inception, the Batman Begins trilogy, you know,
Interstellar,
Interstellar, and
Dunkirk.
combining him with, in my opinion, the best actor ever, Robert Downey Jr. I love you. Please hang out with me. Uh, RDJ is my favorite actor of all time, and now we get him with our generation's best director of all time, I am hard as a rock right now.
But also, I mean, you get like
Sorry,
Killian.
Mom.
I'm not mom. You can agree with me on that one. But I mean, on top of that, you do get Matt Damon in it because it's a Christopher Nolan
Matt
film. Of course, he's going to show up somewhere.
Damon.
But Killian Murphy, surprisingly, like you see Josh Peck is in it. I'm really excited to see Josh Peck in this because Drake and Josh is not his defining moment. Like, and he's had a lot of cheesy roles. I'm excited to see him something
You were more of
fantastic
a
and
Drake
serious.
fan, right?
No, we're not going to get into that because of how disgusting of a human he turned out to be.
Sorry.
But also like Boyd Holbrook is in
Hmm.
this. Like it looks awesome. It
Yeah.
looks dramatic. It looks great.
Not to mention that Christopher Nolan actually set off a nuclear bomb for this
He
movie.
didn't set off a nuclear bomb, but he
What did he
set
set
off
off?
enough TNT and dynamite
Oh,
to mimic the size of a mushroom cloud.
oh, okay.
Because if he would have set off an actual like nuke, like there's
That's why you don't
fallout
trust the
and like,
internet, kids.
but he set off enough explosives to mimic the initial blast from a nuclear
Ah,
bomb. There's just no
what a,
fallout and like radiation poisoning and
what a dick.
killing millions of people over the next like
Yeah.
40 years.
Fuck him.
Yeah. Fuck them kids.
I mean,
But
won't get into our other podcast.
fuck them
But
kids.
fuck them. No.
The fuck them kids podcast.
Just people in general.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, and the last one that we got a trailer for is Scream 6.
Or
Um,
was it a full trailer or was it just kind of like a teaser?
this is kind of a teaser,
Yeah.
but we do know that Jenna Ortega is in it, which we know and love from the Wednesday
Yeah, we're simping
show
on her
on
right now.
Netflix.
That's for sure.
Huh?
I said
Huh?
we're simping on her right now.
I can't hear you.
We are
Just
simping
kidding. No,
on
I'm
her
messing
right
with
now.
you. I was putting my ear to the
Oh
microphone.
yeah. I know.
Um, yeah, I did notice a couple things, and I read a couple things, um, who the killer might be for this
Ooh.
because the mask is old and like rotten basically and like flaking because it's so old. A lot of people are saying that it's Stu, played by Matthew Lillard, who was the one of the original killers in the first movie.
Mm.
They think that he's gonna make his comeback in this movie, which I would be say I would sell that. Yeah.
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 I'd be
Can't
for
be
that.
Billy. Billy's dead. Fuck Billy.
Yeah, fuck Billy.
Uh, but I love Matthew Lillard, and this would be an amazing return. 5 movies later, I think that would be
Yeah.
cool. Excuse me. Sorry.
And then unfortunately, we have some DC news because we talked about it a lot. Most of that stuff was either like debunked or spoken out against and then changed again. So, my first statement about DC news, this is directly for James Gunn. If you're not James Gunn, don't listen up, but if you are, open your ear holes. What the actual fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what, man?
Find a rock and hit yourself in the face with it really hard.
I don't want to
I
focus on Superman right away. I want to start with some obscure characters. Superman's a priority.
but not Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
We
We're going to
fired
start with a
Henry.
younger one, but we had a
Yeah.
really good talk and there's openings for him in the future. Stop.
This is my biggest annoyance with this is that he said I'm rebooting the franchise. That's why Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, you can't be a part of it. Sorry, you guys are fired. No more Zachary Levy, whatever,
Levi.
as Shazam. No more Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam.
That's
It's
fine.
all done. No more Gal Gadot. They're all fired. Fired, fired, fired. and he said he's rebooting the whole thing. And on one side of my brain, I'm like, well, that's fucking dumb. You had perfect characters, it just wasn't done right. You could use the Flash movie to reboot and use those characters,
Yeah.
whatever. On the other side of my brain, I'm like, I understand that DC didn't do a good job. Or I don't know if it's DC or Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers did not do a
Just
good
the
job
umbrella.
of representing these characters. Maybe a reboot is what we need. Fine. But then this motherfucker says he's keeping John Cena as Peacemaker
Doing
and
season 2 of
Mar
Peacemaker.
and Margot Robbie as fucking Harley Quinn, which isn't a full reboot. You're keeping characters that are canon in
He's
the
keeping
his
the things that he
characters
worked on. Yeah. And it's like
and
then it's not a
firing it.
reboot, but in those films there are clips and references and literally Jason Momoa as Aquaman and Ezra
in
Miller as the Flash.
in Peacemaker. Yeah,
Yeah. And
you're kind of being a
Amanda
twat,
Waller, like what are you
Yeah.
doing? Like who's staying, who's going?
dude.
Is it a reboot? Is it not a reboot? Is it just, oh, my name's not attached to that, so it doesn't fucking count?
Yeah.
Like,
Let's fire the best Superman we've had since
reboot
Christopher Reeves.
or refresh. If you're
And
going to
then
do the refresh, keep the fucking characters that are great in the role and just do it better. You have the
Better.
Flash coming out that gives you the opportunity to do it.
Yeah. Days of Future Past, that shit.
Fuck yeah. Even though
Just
nothing really came from Days of Future Past afterwards, but that's because, whatever.
but they did reset things in the
So that those storylines that were
Yeah.
garbage didn't stay true. I
which
get
would
it.
be perfect. Use the Flash movie, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do that. That's what
It's a
the fans
stepping
want.
off point while
We
keeping
don't
the
want-
well cast people. You
We
can
don't
recast
want
Ezra
another
Miller.
Superman origin story. We don't want that. We don't want
Another Batman origin story.
no.
And then it came out that there's rumor that he was going to base it in the Matt Reeves, the Batman universe.
As the starting point,
And then like a day later, it was like, nah, fam.
yeah, he put the kibosh on that. Like, fucking make up your goddamn
What about
mind, man.
all of the non-main universe things? Because he says he only wants one universe.
Yeah,
The Batman was great. I want more Battinson. Like, I want
Mm-hmm.
more of that. I don't care if it's not connected. It was great. I want to see more of it. I love the Titans. I want more of the Titans. That's not connected, so that's probably going to go. Fuck, man. I'm getting worked up.
yeah.
I
You're-
don't like it.
Again, I love James Gunn. I love what he does. I love his movies, but like, you gotta also into consideration what the fans want. And what you're doing right now, is not what the fans want.
Yeah. I trust him to make good movies, and I trust him to actually do this well. But like you said, this is something that has a built-in fan base.
Mm.
You have to take that into consideration. You can't just like,
If you're gonna reboot, you gotta reboot all of it, man. You can't keep your pet projects and be like, no, these ones are gonna stay, but I am doing a full reboot. Like, no.
yeah,
You can't have your cake and eat it too, fuckface.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so worked up about it. It's so frustrating, but we have taken up a ton of your time. Well, not as much as we've done in the past, but still a lot. So we're going to go ahead and close out this episode.
But before we close out this episode, we are going to talk about our honorable mentions. Chadley, what do you got?
Well, we talked about it last week that you and Nicole watched Horrible Bosses 1 and 2, and it had been so long since I watched them, so I went ahead and watched them too. Fuck, they're funny, man. It's been so long. Well, I'd never watched Horrible Bosses 2 because I assumed that it was going to be like an Anchorman 2 or a Super Troopers 2, like just not good.
Do you just man crush over Chris Pine, or is that just me?
Uh, I do.
He's he's easy on the eyes.
He is, and I have, and this was before Ted Lasso, but like Jason Sudeikis too.
Really? See, that one I've never got. And I don't want to sound like a jerk because I love Jason Sudeikis, but they always in 90% of his roles, they play him out as like the ladies' man, and he's like this super like attractive like player and blah blah blah. I don't get it.
But he's
And
like your
I
average Joe. I think
yeah,
that's
he's
why I like it.
yeah.
Gives me hope.
Although I do think it's funny that because you're did you finish Modern Family?
Yeah,
The mom from Modern Family is Kevin Spacey's wife who gives him a blowjob
yeah,
in the first movie, which is pretty funny.
it is super funny.
She's on video or not videotape, but on audio,
Yeah,
like touching his balls, and she's like, "Your balls are so smooth." Is that my wife? Yeah, I fucked your wife. Anyways, moving
yeah.
on. What else you got?
And then, so I've been kind of going back and watching like the animated like Marvel series, you know, like the old X-Men from the 90s. But I kind of hit my breaking point with that just cuz it's very very 90s. Um so I had to pause and then I started watching the Ultimate Spider-Man, which is like a 2008
Mm,
animated series of Spider-Man. Uh Pretty enjoyable though. The only thing is that he breaks the fourth wall like 107 times per 30-minute episode,
mm.
which is a little frustrating, but I get it. Um,
In
but
the original comics, Spider-Man did break the fourth wall.
did he really?
Hmm.
Like
He used to talk. He used to talk to the audience all the time. That's why
that makes me
Spider-Man and Deadpool made for a good team up is because they both would break the fourth wall.
okay. That makes me less frustrated about it. But yeah, what about you?
Uh, we watched Murderville had a Christmas episode. If you don't know what Murderville is, it's on Netflix. It's a show with Will Arnett, who plays a down on his luck cop, detective, whatever, what have you. And he and a couple of actors are the only ones who know the script of the show, and then they bring on a celebrity for every episode, a different celebrity that has no idea what the fuck is going on, and they have to solve a murder together. It is fucking hilarious. They did a Christmas episode recently, which is obviously on Netflix, which is an hour long rather than the half-hour long episodes. They brought on Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, Maya Rudolph, and Pete Who Gives a Shit Davidson. Uh, and it was very enjoyable. I mean, me and Nicole were in tears watching it. Um, the other thing that we were watching was uh, we watched Elf the other night.
Katie. Sorry, my dog has been just like drinking water for like a minute straight, and I know if I didn't yell at her, she'd drink until she threw up.
Yeah.
Continue about watching Elf. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm not going to talk about it. We watched Elf. We've been continuously watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is a great show, super funny. And a couple days ago, in preparation for watching Avatar 2, we did watch the first Avatar movie. So
Hmm.
all of those things that I mentioned are fantastic. Check them out. Well,
There you
yeah,
go.
Elf is Christmassy and whatever.
Yeah, well, if you don't hate Christmas, just kidding. I know you're not a huge fan of Christmas. I'm not a huge fan of Christmas. It's just a time to spend with family, which I enjoy, but I don't really care about the actual ceremonial aspect of it.
Mm,
But like the pagan solstice celebration, I'm all
yeah.
for.
Hail Satan.
good food. Well, that's not pagan, but but agreed. Good food, drinking, gifts. What's not to like?
Yeah.
Capitalism. Woo. Well, other than that, I mean, we've been talking about this forever. Give us your money, please. We love you. No, if you
That's
like,
my line.
you can repeat it.
No, you're good. Give us your money.
If you like what we're doing and you want to support us, go to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd and subscribe there. It's very much like Patreon without the pedophilia.
Yeah.
So it's so much better.
You can give either $5 a month, $10 a month, or $20 a month. If you don't want to subscribe monthly, you can do one-time donations. We would very much appreciate it. All the money that we put into this podcast is the money that you give to us.
Yeah.
We don't profit anything.
Yeah. And if you do the monthly subscription, you get some exclusive merch, as well as other benefits. There's just a lot there. And if you don't want to give on a monthly basis and you don't just want to like frivolously give us your money with a one-time donation, you can just go to allthingsnerdpodcast.com and purchase stuff from our web store. It's another great way to support us. You get some merch. We're about to, we've been hinting at it for a couple of weeks now, right after the holidays, because it's a little bit too late to launch the stuff in time for the holidays. There'll be some new merch up there, including a collaboration with one of our Battle of the Sketches artist friends that we made through this collaboration. So there's some stuff coming. Anything else?
Yeah. No, you're good.
Okay, cool. Well, we yeah.
You got me like you said coming, and I was like,
well, either way, we love you all. Thank you so much. And this has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.